Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. My name is Jackson Alatesh, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at the minor faction states, what they are, and what you might want to do while they're going on in order to either assist them in getting rid of a negative state or positively influencing the outcome of a state which is good for your faction. This video is ultimately brought to you by a comment left by viewer Skill5Able or Skillsable, depending on how you want to look at it. So if you're watching out there, this one's for you. The first state we're going to take a look at is expansion. So during an expansion, a minor faction has seen a great amount of growth, leads them to want to take over something of somebody else's. In order to help them with this, what you want to do is basically anything for them. Run missions, blow up their adversaries, etc. That will aid them in ultimately winning the expansion and gaining control of whatever it is they're particularly after. The next two that we have up are going to be war and civil war. War is when a minor faction in one system is engaged with the minor faction of another system. The other side of that coin is civil war, where minor factions in the same system are engaged and at each other's throats. So the contribution to this is going to be basically the same. You pick the faction that you want to win, and you assist them through any combat action you can think of. Blowing up adversaries, running missions, crunching skimmers for a lot of coin. Works out fairly nicely. Next up we have election. Election is just like a war or civil war, except for the fact that it's a nonviolent confrontation. So what you want to do in order to help them is you want to do nonviolent things with them. So in this case, any type of trade, any type of courier missions, any delivery missions that they may have, source and return missions, mining missions, etc., will help them to win the election by growing their influence. The next we've got our boom and bust. During a boom, the minor faction has made a lot of money and they're pretty happy about it. And what you want to do in this case, in order to help them double influence, is trade with them, as that contains double the influence. It provides them double the influence in relation to their peers. Next one up we have is bust, which is where they've not done very well economically in the slightest, and the easiest way to bail them out of that situation is just simply trade with them. Now, it's important to know that there is no additional influence gain for trading with a faction during a bust. It just simply shortens the timer and helps them get out of the bust. Next up, we have the three low security statuses. All these are caused by the hidden security modifier that can be adjusted by blowing up ships friendly to a faction. These are civil unrest, famine, and outbreak. Generally, civil unrest can lead to famine or outbreak or lockdown, which is the ugly one we'll talk about in a second. So with civil unrest, basically what you want to do is you want to go out and you want to collect bounties. So collecting the bounties increases the security of it and can get them out of a sticky situation a little bit quicker than they would have gotten it out all by themselves. Next up we have famine and outbreak. During a famine, what you want to do is you want to provide them with some food. During an outbreak, you want to provide them medicine. Now, while that doesn't increase the amount of influence they gain in relation to their peers, what that does do for you is it does lessen the amount of time that they're in one of those negative states, so you can get back to something more profitable. The final state is going to be lockdown. Basically, law and order was failed to uphold, or they failed to uphold law and order. There we go. During a lockdown, the faction really can't do much of anything, and you as a player also can't do a whole lot of anything out there. Reason being is because they're in lockdown. The missions are reduced. If they own any ports or star bases, the shipyard is not available to you. I don't know if outfitting goes away, but it would strike me that that would be obscenely logical. So it may not. If anybody's really curious, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a little bit more research on it. So looking at the profitability of these things, which is ultimately what it comes down to, any elite player is going to consume obnoxious amounts of cash. So looking at the profitability on all these things, what you would most likely want to engage yourself in is inciting wars or taking advantage of wars. Reason being is because skimmer missions are pretty much the fodder for which rocket launchers were made. Slap a couple of those on a ship, stack a bunch of skimmer missions, go pop a lot of skimmers with a couple of rockets, and giggle your way all the way to the bank. So anyhow, my name has been Jack Alatesh, and that about covers the situation at hand as far as these minor factions are concerned. So if I've missed anything in particular, please feel free to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give me a quick thumbs up, and if you like the channel, please feel free to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day.